Okay, so it's time to understand a key concept in the world of generative AI, which is called LangChain. Now I was thinking, like, if I need to describe LangChain, how should I be telling you guys? So I think the best way to understand LangChain is by understanding Lego. So I believe most of you guys would have either played with Lego or your children would have played with Lego. So what exactly does happen in Lego if you think about it? So Lego always comes with some predefined instructions to build specific models. So if you see, these are small bricks that you get with Lego, right? And you always get some instructions as well. So now you can actually use these bricks to create some models. So you can customize your model. You can create this model. You can either create this model or you can create this model, right? So you can use the same bricks to create something entirely originally based on your imagination. So what you want to understand here is that Lego will follow, or when you're following a Lego, you follow the predefined instructions to build specific models or use the same bricks to create something entirely original. So same way, what LangChain does is, LangChain allows you to use pre-built models or modules for common tasks. So you can customize and combine these modules in new ways to create complex language applications which are tailored to the specific needs. So just try to understand in a way that as with Lego, you just join specific modules. Same way in LangChain, you are just joining everything together and using it with your large language models, right? So here it clearly says, just as Lego bricks are assembled following a structured guide to create a final model, LangChain integrates various data sources with AI language models. Or if you want to, let's say, integrate multiple LLMs, let's say you want to have a Llama, you want to have, say, ChatGPT, OpenAI. So if you want to combine all those, then you would have to utilize LangChain, right? So what is LangChain? Now the question comes, what is LangChain? LangChain is basically a technology framework. Remember, right? It is a technology framework. Now just imagine, there's a very good example that they give with LangChain is, let's say you want to create a talking robot, right? So you don't have to start from scratch as a company. You just simply follow the LangChain framework to create a talking robot, right? So everything is there. You can use the pre-built modules and you can customize those modules, right? So LangChain is nothing but a technology framework for integrated large language models. Now, when you see this diagram, things will become very clear to you, because if you think about it, like when we spoke about RAG, right? So what if I tell you that if you want to achieve RAG, or the retrieval augmented generation, then it is possible via LangChain, right? So if you see, what are we doing here? We have a data source, or you can call it the external data source, right? And this data is getting converted into embeddings. And these embeddings are further stored into a vector database, right? And now you are using the same vector database to retrieve, and the contents that you actually get back from the vector database, they act as a prompt and are actually sent to the LLM. So what is it? It is nothing but RAG. And all this is possible just by the beauty of LangChain, right? That is what I wanted to explain you. And it is modular and flexible. So it simplifies the process of incorporating sophisticated AI modules or models into various software applications. And the developers can mix and match, right? Again, with Lego, what we used to do, you can mix and match. You can take a piece here, you can take a piece there, and you can tailor it as per your requirements, right? So it is very developer friendly. So it is designed to be accessible for developers, which reduces the complexity which is associated with implementing AI driven conversational agents. Because if LangChain was not there, and if then it would have become really complex for the developers. That's why it is considered to be developer friendly. Now here we'll take a very simple example. It's a basic example that we are taking. right? We are saying a user queries. A user is giving a query like, what is weather like in Chandigarh today, right? Using an app integrated with LangChain. Simple, right? You have got an app which is integrated with LangChain, and probably you are asking a question, what is the weather in Chandigarh today? Obviously, you can't send this question to, say, ChatGPT. ChatGPT won't know it, right? Because as I told you, let's say even GPT-4 is trained till December 2023, right? So how can it tell how is the weather like in Chandigarh today, right? So obviously you have to fall back on your existing data source or private data source, right? So here then LangChain processes the query, right? First of all, this is the query. Then you are processing the query and identifies it needs a weather data, right? So LangChain can understand, hey, you need a weather data. So it means, okay, I need to get it from my external database, right? So it knows that I need to either call API or use the external database to get the weather information. So basically it understands, so LangChain is intelligent, it understands if you're asking for the recent data, I need to look up my data source first, right? Then the data is processed. So the system retrieves the current weather data for Chandigarh from the weather database. So it knows that, okay, I need to get this information from weather database. And let's say the data shows that it's sunny and 40 degrees Celsius. That's it, right? Your, say a database has returned that it is sunny and 40 degrees. That's it. That was the kind of a response you got. Now comes the beauty of LLMs. Here the LLMs or the RAG, or the G part of the RAG is activated, which is the generate response, right? So LangChain uses a language model to generate a natural language response based on the retrieved data, right? So what I want to say here is the data is actually retrieved from your external source, right? Or your private source, you can call it that way, right? It is in-house, right? Now, once you've retrieved the data, you are passing that as a prompt to the large language model to actually create a nice format for, or a user-friendly format for you, which in a way which will deliver the response. So the kind of response you get is, hey, the weather is in Chandigarh today is sunny with a temperature of 40 degrees centigrade, and it could be more as well. And this is kind of delivered to the user through the app. So this is a LangChain enabled app where when the user requested a query, the query went into your database. It could be a vector database. It could be calling an API. So it gets the data. That data is used as to send the prompt to the large language model, and the large language model then generates the response and delivers to the user. So all I wanted to explain with this video was that please remember that if you are studying LangChain, then LangChain is a technology framework which is designed for integrating LLMs or language models into applications very effectively. Thanks for watching.